So I have some important updates to share with you on the upcoming stimulus bill package that is now currently being debated in the House of Representatives that makes this one different than all of the other previous ones. This is a multi-trillion-dollar stimulus bill package that is being put together. However, things have changed, and it is going to define this new stimulus bill, and I want to share that with you. So what's the difference here? Well, in the last 4 stimulus bill packages, although Democrats and Republicans largely disagree with each other, they were able to come together almost unanimously and say, these are the things we must pass in order to continue to keep the economy rolling, especially right now as we're causing things to shut down. But that like-mindedness is now shifting. We are seeing 2 very clear sides begin to emerge that are in direct opposition of each other. And that's going to lead this next stimulus bill package to be one where you're going to see name calling come out. There is going to be viciousness happening on both sides, and it may in fact actually stall the entire thing. Let me tell you why. On one side, you have a group of individuals who believe that out of an abundance of safety, the best thing to do is to continue to keep the country largely shut down. Stay in quarantine mode, perhaps through the entire summertime period, and the government needs to step up more during this time period and continue to pass packages that would total perhaps $4 trillion, maybe $6 trillion to continue to fund individuals, businesses, unemployment, local governments, and on and on and on. Then you have this other side that has now emerged, standing firm on the side that is saying, we have done enough. We have quarantined enough, we have shut down the economy enough, and passed many stimulus packages. It is time. The best thing we can do is to open up the economy. Smartly, slowly, but it needs to happen within the next couple of months. People got to get back to work, and that is the best route we can take, not passing more stimulus bills. Which is the correct one? That is for you to decide in the comment section below. And also, I'm going to have a link to a poll below in the description. It's going to look like this. Go ahead and be a part of it. In a couple of days, I am going to release the results of this poll, so vote. So what exactly is each side saying, and how do we know that they are no longer eye to eye on really any of these issues anymore? So I'm going to read to you the statements that are going to show you that this is in fact happening. So House Democrats said on Friday that they plan to strike quickly with their next big coronavirus relief package, and Nancy Pelosi added at a news conference that House Democrats would move quickly to advance the next rescue bill. So House Democrats want to move fast. They want to go forward. They want to show the American people we are ready and willing to give more aid, more funding, more payments to Americans, unemployment, small businesses, and on and on and on. But also, I do think it's a political move in which they want to show that Senate Republicans are going to stall the bill because they know that that's going to happen, and they want to show Americans the difference. Regardless of which side you believe is correct, they do want to draw that line in the sand and show that there is, in fact, a difference between the two sides. On the other side, Majority Leader Mitch McConnell has said it is time to stop spending money and to assess what's already been done. Congressional Republicans have also increasingly began to voice concerns about the rising budget deficit. So now there's more concern about debt and the problem that debt is going to have increasingly with things like inflation and other issues that are going to pop up because of that. And so they no longer want to be spending money. In addition, one of the things the Republicans don't want to do is continue to fund state and local governments that they believe have been overspending throughout the years and have not been fiscally responsible. And so you see a statement like this from Senator Ted Cruz. The fact that states like Illinois and California and probably New York included on this have spent like drunken sailors should not penalize taxpayers in other states who have lived within their means. So no more funding to these governments. We've already funded them $150 billion. They don't need any more. So what does Nancy Pelosi say? She draws a red line in the issue and she says there will not be a bill without state and local aid. Again, the two sides, drastically different from each other, are emerging now, unlike what we saw in the previous 4 stimulus bills. Also, Biden is getting involved in this as well. His voice is coming out. Former Vice President Biden said the next round of coronavirus stimulus needs to be a heck of a lot bigger than last month's $2 trillion CARE Act. He thinks it should probably be maybe double or triple the size, more funding for state and local governments, and just a ton of funding for just a bunch of different things. And on the other side, finally, we see here the best way to get the economy back up and running is to begin to open it up again rather than passing immediately another bill where we have to borrow. So you're seeing it emerge as the debate is happening. But is it possible that anything is going to make it in this bill for the people in the form of another direct payment to American citizens? Well, these are the three big ones that you guys have been hearing about all over the place. The Emergency Money for the People Act, which would provide $2,000 stimulus check every month for up to a year. The Rent and Mortgage Cancellation Act, which would provide free rent and no mortgage for all Americans, and the Getting America Back to Work Act. So primarily either giving out $1,000 or $2,000 checks per month, canceling rent and mortgages. I don't believe any of these will be able to make it in as written. I do think it's a possibility that you might see a watered down version of these things, but what do each side really want? Democrats, if they could really get anything, it would be this. They want massive state and local aid. That's the biggest thing they want to get. About $500 to $700 billion for state and local aid. Also to increase unemployment insurance, and then if they can, to perhaps get more funding, direct payments to American citizens. On the Republican side, what they primarily would like to do is to aid infrastructure. So they want to rebuild the infrastructure, and that would make sense with them wanting to get America back to work, because aiding infrastructure would actually incentivize that. In addition, they would probably want to give more funding to small businesses and perhaps more loans, not giving out money, but loans to corporations and banks to make sure that they continue to stay afloat and that the money is just available for them there. So I think that they can come together on a few issues, but you might see the American citizens get squashed out of the middle of this one and not see too much more funding in the way of another check to American citizens. It's going to have to be closely watched. And so that's the big news here. The big news is not all these proposals. That is the smoke in the mirrors. The divide is real now, and it's becoming stronger, and that's what we're going to see going forward. So we'll keep our eyes on this. We will update you along the way. If you want to be a part of it, consider subscribing to the channel and turning on the notifications so that you're notified when it happens. Also, if you're still with me on the video right now and you haven't filled out the poll yet, remember the link below. What side do you stand on? Which side do you agree with? I'm going to release the results of that in a couple of days. As always, I will catch you guys next time.